Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website address in the link in the description box below. If you haven't got your seat yet, Tribal Tuesday is back. If you are ready to focus on that one thing that you know you are ready to surmount or to surpass in your life, click the link in the description box below. Tribal Tuesday goes live in February. Mindset Magic goes live in March, and that is going to be about literally building a whole system of how to manifest, how to create things in your life and bring them into actuality. And this isn't just going to be a flash in the pan. It's literally a 6-week course where you are going to build successively each week a strategy for mindset magic. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for you, my dear Geminis. All right. And your actions and your path ahead this week. You have the Ace of Pentacles. You are all about your money. You're all about your finances. For a lot of you, this could either be you having a job interview this week, or it could be a lot of you going after a new job this week. This could be the week where you say, you know what, I'm finally ready to make a change. I'm finally ready to start making some moves, practical moves, every single day moves. I'm ready for a new experience when it comes to my financial and also my work life, right? This is you guys really paying a lot of attention to that. And what I love about this card is it basically says that whatever you start now, whatever the seeds are that you're planting, have a really good chance of coming into fruition. If you pay attention to work, career, job, all of that stuff this week, and really hone in on what it is that you want, what it is that you want to create, and ultimately go after it, make some form of a step or a move towards it, you're really setting yourself up for some sort of longer term or bigger success, which is amazing. And the fact that this is your actions and your path, it kind of says that this is about you saying to yourself, I've waited long enough, right? Whatever that means to you, wherever, you know, whatever sector that is happening for you in your life, this is about you saying, I've waited long enough. It's now time for action. I can think about it, talk about it, theorize about it as much as I like, but until I actually get moving with it, nothing is going to change. And this week you're being really gung-ho about it and making that happen. In your communications and conversations, you have the 5 of Cups. This is about you being really sure of what you want to let go. The 5 of Cups is not an easy experience. I have to say it's one of the more hurtful 5s, because very often it can talk about loss, it can talk about mourning, it can talk about grief. You know, and the fact that you've got this in your communications and your conversations, this is about you really saying to yourself, you know what, I know what I need to release, I know what I need to let go of. And it may very well be that this week you're having, I mean, if you haven't seen it, check out the weekly general, you'll kind of get the gist. This week you might be having some conversations that really put you, you know, in a place of asking yourself, you know what, you know, this is going to hurt. And the feeling that I get from it, for a lot of you, this is like you saying, this is going to hurt me just as much as it's going to hurt the other person. Whether it's a colleague, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend, there's something this week that you understand needs to be let go of, needs to be released. And for a lot of you, sorry, I've got this bloody itchy nose again, which a lot of people say to me like, oh, it's messages from your guides and your angels. And I'm like, okay, that's wonderful, but could they find another way? I preferred the tapping on my head. You know, at least I can deal with that. With the 5 of Cups, so in your communications and your conversations, this is a week where the facade is dropping. Right, this is a week where you're kind of just admitting in some way, shape or form a defeat. And you know, sometimes it's better to give in so that you don't end up giving up on what's important to you. Sometimes it's really important for you to say, you know what, I've done my best with this and I've tried, I can't put anything else into it. With your money and materials, you've got the Tower card, right? So for some of you, This looks like a difficult conversation that you're having about money, about finances. For some of you, you could really be saying to a certain person, maybe a loved one, maybe a colleague, maybe you could be giving an ultimatum at work to say, look, you know what, I've worked hard enough, I deserve a raise, and if you can't give it to me, then I'm going to have to seek something else. For some of you, this is about saying to a loved one, a friend, whatever, I can no longer assume financial responsibility for you. For a lot of you, this is going to be an interesting week when it comes to your finances. I have to say this to you. So in one respect, it's really good because it kind of spurs you on to do something about it and make it better. With the Tower card here, this could be where you realize where you've been wasting your resources, where you have kind of maybe been throwing money at a problem that is just a bottomless hole, right? Is a bottomless pit. And sometimes when you realize that throwing money at something isn't necessarily the right the right use of your resources, especially if you've done a lot of it up until that point, it's kind of like, rah, okay, damn, you know what, I've wasted quite a lot on this. Don't get stuck in that place. Let this realization come to you. Let it come clear as day. Once it's been made, make a plan to move on, because you're very proactive this week. You've got a lot of energy for pushing forward, so stay in that energy. When it comes to your health and your home, this is a week to really look at those things and ask yourself, what is out of place here? So whether it's a declutter, whether it is you maybe saying to yourself, for a lot of you, this could be you saying, you know what, I'm ready to leave this area. I'm ready to leave this place. I'm ready to move. It doesn't have to be that you're doing it this week, but this could be where you really, in your heart of hearts, make that decision that this place is no longer conducive to me and what I want from my life. Your love and relationships, okay, so you've got the Three of Pentacles. This is beautiful. So for those of you that are, so your love and relations isn't just about your personal relationships or your intimacy, it's also about your your familial relationships, right? So this suggests that a lot of what's going on this week for a lot of you is you might have some startling realizations. Some of you could be having really big conversations this week where you're saying to a partner or a family member, I'm no longer happy and I feel like I've given enough time, energy, resources to this situation, and now I need to remove myself from it. For others of you that are single, this really is about you saying, you know what, I think I'm ready to learn more about myself. I think I'm ready to focus more on the things that I want. There's a very self-focused and directed energy about this week for you, Gemini. This is really a time where you're kind of getting selfish and actually doing something that goes against your nature and withdrawing from people. There's a very interesting feel this week, and even though the Hermit card isn't here, I kind of feel like you're coming back to yourself to really get into the nitty gritty of what it is that you want, what it is that you want to create, and where it is that you want to go from here. And that Three of Pentacles suggests that you're ready to learn now the things that you might not have wanted to see before. Because the feeling that I get from this is none of the information that comes through from any of these conversations is going to be new to you. In fact, a lot of you are probably sitting there nodding your heads right now, kind of saying, you know what, I know exactly what he's talking about, how this applies to my life. And because the Tower card is there, this is going to open up your mind in order to have that flash of spark of inspiration that kind of makes you go, wow, okay, I know where I need to take this now. All right, so your key to the week is the Judgment card. This is about allowing things to come full circle. It's about allowing whatever changes need to be made, right? The Tower and the Judgment card, for a lot of you, whatever it is in your personal home that needs to be fixed, that's been a recurring problem, whether it's your home, maybe for some of you it's your car, maybe whatever it is, this is a week for you to get it fixed, right? It can't perpetuate anymore. So on a mundane level, for all of you Geminis, whatever that recurring issue, problem, leak, broken window, whatever it is, this is a week for you to get it fixed. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Raf, it's January, money's tight, whatever. Outside of that, it's going to work outside in this week. You've got to fix that thing in order for the energy to shift and change. All right, so your judgment card is basically saying let it all come full circle. It's time. It is more than time. I love you. I wish you so much of that, all of that good stuff, an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you, what this kind of, how it goes for you, where it takes you, what shows up. Yeah, with all of that said, I wish you all of that good stuff. Take care, and I will see you soon.